Hi guys, it's Brooke here. Wanted to make this video because I had a message or a revelation come in um, the other night. And firstly, I just wanted to address anybody that might have listened to my last video. I appreciate all your prayers and positive vibes, and any donations that you made. I haven't been able to pay the full rent as of yet, and I'm still kind of waiting to see where that goes. But I have attached my PayPal link if you haven't listened to my last video and would like to do so or make a contribution. That option is still available until further notice. But so I was out in the kitchen and I was rolling a cigarette and cleaning up the mess out there, and all of a sudden it just hit me like bam, out of nowhere. Like I wasn't even thinking about any, I don't know what I was thinking about, but this was not my train of thought, and just popped in. Heaven is a state of mind or a state of consciousness. And I was like, that's an interesting concept. And then bam, it's like it was followed up with a significant message, and this was the message, and then I want to elaborate on it a little bit. So the message is, maybe we are only now discovering that it's not a place that you go to when you die in order to be eternal or immortal and experience a utopia. But perhaps that is what we are taught to believe, so that we never attain it in one lifetime. So that was the message. And I did some introspective, trying, just analyzing and trying to gain more clarity about it. And I was like, wow, that was heavy. Like, I mean, I've heard it, I've heard here and there, heaven is a state of mind, but I never really took the time to think about it or consider it until this message came in, and then I spent some time pondering, and this is what I've come up with. And it was so profound and it was so deep, because that statement alone would mean that when you die, you are reincarnated again, and that the purpose of this game, experiment thing we call life is to be able to achieve that state of being. And it is attainable in one lifetime. Unfortunately, the odds have been stacked against us, and truths have been hidden and forbidden and covered up, or mixed all together. Because like I said, I've stated in previous videos, there's little pieces of truth in every religion, but none of them has it quite right. And so on some level, I do feel like I've been able to achieve this state of being. I'm just waiting for everybody else to catch up, and I think a lot of us are feeling that way. And I think that's has a lot to do with what's going on here. But the only way to achieve the state of being is by living your life in a certain way and trying to become one with all and yourself, and being yourself, and practicing kindness and gratitude, and all of those qualities. But I mean, I just sat there and I thought about it, like, if you live in a state of fear, negativity, hostility, resentment, unforgiveness, unforgiving, judgment, all those things, then you are creating your own environment in essence. You are in a way choosing how people perceive you, treat you, etc., etc. And the same goes, and that would be considered hell. And as far as heaven or a state of bliss, that is the opening of the chakras. That is what you attain when that crown chakra opens. But it is a real practice. It is something that should happen naturally. We don't think it's healthy for people to be offering assistance to rapidly speed up the process for someone. But I definitely think there's something to this. And I was so excited about it. Like, I was like, this is the key, you know, this is the final piece of the puzzle. This is what it's all about. And you can even, like, make references from quotes from the Bible, and like everything just keeps adding up for me. The more information I get, the more everything makes sense and like falls in line and just syncs right up. But it is difficult when not everyone's on board. We're not quite at that utopia stage, but I do think that's what we're gearing up for. I think that's why this mass awakening is going on. All this information is finally coming out. Like, the Ascended Masters are remembering who they are, who they were, why we're here. It's just so crazy. But, you know, you can recognize, like, who's got the halo and who doesn't. Like, you just feel it. They're smiling, they laugh, they are creative, they are kind, they are loving, they're trusting, they're open, they wear their heart on the sleeve. They're real, down to earth kind of people. But I posted this chart up here. It's just another chart I found. Practicing these things will help you unblock your chakras. It'll also point out the things maybe you're doing that you shouldn't be, and the things that you should. And I don't know, you guys can leave your thoughts, but yeah, I was so excited that I called my daughter up, had to tell her about this epiphany I had while I was out in the kitchen, and it was like so strong. I had to come in here, I had to stop what I was doing, come in here and write it down so I wouldn't forget. And just all the synchronicities that happened for me in my mind based, you know, off of the research I have done in the past, just, it was like, wow, mind-blowing, you know. And she's like, isn't that Buddhism? And I'm like, I'm not even sure. I don't know. It's like the truth. It just came through me. Which is how I get my downloads and info from the other side. Like, there aren't any weird languages. I don't have to do any weird breathing or, like, check out of my body or anything like that. It's just like a telepathic message from I don't know where. But it makes sense with everything else that I'm researching. I can't explain it. But it's so deep and profound to me, though, because that means that we are stuck in a trap as human beings. We're stuck in a trap of reincarnation because we just live these lifetimes after lifetimes not realizing how to attain this state of being, this level of consciousness. And it's something that everybody and anybody would want to experience or achieve, you know. And if we had the right tools and knew how to do it and had the foundations and the environment for it to happen naturally and properly, that is what will change the world. It is possible. The truth just needs to come out. We need to accept truths and quit denying what is real. What you've been taught is not real. They want to keep us enslaved. They have the power here. As long as we keep reincarnating, they have slaves. But once you've achieved this state of being, this level of consciousness, and have opened all your chakras and accessed the Akashic records and have this experience that's so overwhelming. You literally feel like you're going insane. Like, you don't know what to think. I mean, you definitely will know it when you experience it. But until you accomplish that, you're going to stay on this wheel of karma and reincarnation. But once you attain that, the karma wheel is broken. You have achieved, you have entered the kingdom of heaven. And it's awesome.